Hey, how are y'all doing? So, I'm on the ES on the 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. And so, we have the overnight highs here, overnight lows here. And really, these two legs up, when it turned down here, that's what formed the overnight high. And then, of course, that's the overnight low. And now with this channel here, I'm not quite sure if it's valid. I mean, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces off the lows, which makes me think it's valid. But you only get 2 off the highs before it breaks. It doesn't hold a third time. And so what I was kind of thinking was, we have 2 legs down and then an attempt to reverse, but it failed, and so we just got a shorter third leg down. Or not shorter necessarily, but the correction leading to the third leg down wasn't as big, and so it just couldn't reach the highs basically. And then it never held over here, so I kind of thought of it as 2 legs down with just an extra leg down before this reversal pattern. And I really like this reversal pattern because you basically, you get a bullish imbalance because it turns back up here. The downtrend basically played out with a break and a new low, because when you have 2 legs down like that, you can really think of it as a downtrend, break, new low. Then we got a second leg reversal, so I liked the long, and yeah, and then you can kind of see afterward, you've got this. Maybe I should have gotten out before those highs. I mean, we had a nice bullish imbalance, so I thought it was worth taking it for the full thing, but anyway, which I guess I don't need to delete that. Just a habit, deleting stuff. And then I missed this. I saw that a few people posted this, but yeah, it's just 2 legs up. You got those highs right there, and so if you have them right off the bodies, then it's still perfect. You got 2 legs up. I walked away from the chart for a minute. I didn't get it, but it looked pretty good. So the context is definitely really good, because you basically you can basically get the range at this point. When I got back, I ended up drawing this bigger range a little bit later, but you could have had the range at this point. Like I said, I was away from the chart, but it's a triple test, basically shorting the range after 2 nice big legs up. So to me, it looks pretty clear. And then we turn down, we go into this downtrend here. We have a break, new low. You get another leg. You really just get 2 legs to a new low, and then you reverse higher. And now I liked this just for 1-to-1 because the downtrend had played out. Now you see how here it has a break, new low. It doesn't seem as significant as this. Now when I saw this, I knew it didn't seem that significant, and we didn't get a very good setup anyway. And so I wanted to wait on something bigger, and luckily it did happen, and then I managed to get in just 1-to-1. I ended up letting it tick through the highs. I ended up leaving it at the very highs. But yeah, I mean, the downtrend played out with a break and a new low, and you get a failed break out of this range. You get the nice big legs, so it's not just short-term ticks that you're looking at, and, so it looks good to me. Then you get a first entry short, second entry short, failure. So I was kind of considering this, but I ended up skipping it because I just felt kind of choppy. But if you look at it like this, so zoom out, we keep making higher lows, excuse me. So low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And the downtrend played out with a bullish bias, bullish imbalance, and just after making this big spike through the EMA, I mean, I really feel like I should have at least tried to enter on there. It does look like a pretty good entry. So obviously you'd want to get filled with a limit order a little farther back, but because that's kind of big. But either way, it's definitely a good context area right here. So I guess I'll mark this area. Then we make a new high, so we have a couple legs up. We kind of get a little bit congestive here after we make that leg up, but then you can see the failed breakout. So there's no good trade here, but even in the areas where there's no good trades, like we already have a couple legs up, you can still see the price action is still working the same. You got 2 legs down before it goes up. And so anyway, it gets really, really choppy around here. And then you can see I have these 2 legs up, and I didn't take anything in here. It kind of just went into this range, and then we got a break out of the highs. It failed. I didn't take anything in there. I had something like this, and I was just a little bit worried. So I didn't want to take the lower high either, because it's just you can draw one little trend and then it'll be engulfing it. So let me show you. We draw this. You see how this lower high is still inside of this downtrend? I would want it to have a break, so that way the downtrend can have a break, expecting a new low. Because the chances are, if this channel does get a break and then expect a new low, it's probably going to stop you out if you entered here. So, you know, that's why I don't like taking shorts that are inside of a short-term, you know, channel basically. So it's just not for me. But I do eventually get this leg down, and then here's the annoying thing. So I missed this trade. I got this trade, but I'll talk about this in a sec. So I missed this, and then I missed this, and so it's annoying because this is the beginning of this big two legs down, and then I missed the end of the two legs down. So, you know, I missed the beginning of it and then the end. So it's pretty annoying. I missed this one because I was making, or I just moved it on accident. I was making breakfast late, and so I missed that. But yeah, and then this, I forgot what I was doing. I left the chart for a little bit, but I missed that too. And so it looks pretty good though for 1 to 2 because you can get out at the highs. It's really just 2 major legs down, and now you can consider that a double top. So you would want this one to play out, in my opinion, just because it's kind of cutting it. I wouldn't want to take a risk of, you know, trying to just buy the first closeout. You know, if it's like very obvious 2 legs down, which I think it is pretty obvious, but when it comes that close to making a double top, you might just want to be safe. Wait for this particular leg to play out as well. Because usually, even on 2 big legs, I don't usually want I'm mixing my words up. I don't care about the second one playing out. Only the first one, unless it's a close call like this, is what I'm trying to say. But for this short, I was thinking, okay, you know, we do have a second entry short. You know, it's pretty separated. You got, you know, different bars for each leg, not just by the tick. And then the downtrend is expecting a new low, and then you got plenty of room out before these lows. So I thought it was a perfectly good looking trade. And then let me just show you what it looks like at the time. So downtrend, and then you get a 2-legged break with enough room down to these lows. So I think it looks pretty good. And then there's that one I just talked about. And so as soon as that triggers, you rush above the EMA. You end up holding. I don't think there's a good breakout pullback entry here. It's just, you know, this big red bar and then this huge bullish bar. It closes so high up. You just don't get anything good anyway. Now, this is better because you can actually draw this into an uptrend break, expecting new high, clear 2 legs back. So let me draw the visuals for that. Uptrend, clear 2-legged break, makes a new high. And then yeah, now I didn't enter on this because it just felt a little bit choppy. I mean, I was honestly just a little bit worried about entering. Now, maybe I should have just entered with the context, because, you know, it is a 2-legged break, but you know, it looked like we were kind of ranging, and it looked a little bit iffy, so I just skipped it. But I did draw this uptrend here. We came here, we have 2 legs back. It felt weird because we turned down before we reached the highs and also rushed below the EMA, so I wasn't really wanting to buy it. I just wanted to be safe. I didn't want to buy there, but of course that led to a major move. We ended up overshooting this trend, and then basically just retesting the highs of the trend, and then fizzled off. But we went into this short-term uptrend here. Which that also got an overshoot. Quickly led to a break. You have a couple legs down, and so you can actually see this uptrend here as a 2-legged break, and then it's trying to hold off of the highs here, but, you know, It could also be like a two-tiered channel, so one way to check is to just copy it and then drag it over exactly to kind of make it the midline and then see how it ends up holding, but it's not reaching up there, so I'm just going to delete it. But yeah, we get this little range, breakout. Most breakouts fail. I wasn't really trading most of this, to be honest. I kind of stopped, you know, a little bit ago. I stopped probably 30 minutes before I made the video, but maybe a little more. Actually, quite a lot more. But we were in this range, 2 legs back, breakout. Considering we're in an overshoot, I personally would not take anything in here. I would just want to wait for something to recover. Like, say we go into a range that lasts a while, then I would, like, when it starts getting more into this area over here. But while we're in an overshoot, I don't like to take anything generally. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna end this video here. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, so anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. Hope y'all learned something, hope y'all enjoyed it, and yeah, see y'all in the next video.